Good YouTube, it's your boy Chada Saint. This is Charlie Kirk shooter boyfriend found. Okay, the nigga was on the spectrum of homosexuality. Shout out to bro. You know what I'm saying? Not shout out for what he did, but like, listen, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's see this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, breaking news. It has recently come to my attention that as of an hour ago, Tyler Robinson, the shooter of Charlie Kirk's...
Yeah, did y'all see the picture? This nigga used to do like sniping. What is it called? He used to do sniping things, and I think he was in the army. Like he was an army. He's 22, so he did his little 4 years in the army. But he was like a trained marksman. That's why the shot was so precise when he hit this nigga Charlie Kirk in the neck.
Roommate and partner has come out to the FBI and has basically snitched on the guy. Apparently, the FBI has identified Tyler Robinson's boyfriend as some kind of transgender furry who possibly aided and abetted Tyler Robinson in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be the last video I'm making on the subject. Probably not. I don't know. You know, as I've been covering this case, talking about the story in real time, there's been a lot of people calling me all kinds of slurs, pulling up to my DMs, commenting nasty.
Hey man, same thing. When I have my opinion on how I don't really care about Charlie Kirk, there's a lot of people in my last video was like, oh my god, you're such a coward, and Charlie Kirk didn't make fun of anybody died. That nigga literally made fun of Joe before. Go to his Twitter. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I gotta say, my nigga. Like, what are we talking about? People talk about like, oh, he was spreading Christian values. Okay, he may have been doing that and also fucking besmirching every marginalized group in like the world. Or in America. So if you want me to feel bad for a nigga like that, whoop-de-doo, bro. Oh, and people like, you're so heartless. I don't feel sympathy for a nigga like that. Listen, you get out in the world what you get in. I'm not saying what happened to them is right, but listen, it is what it is, bro. We can't change what happened. We only can change the future, bro. People like, you shouldn't get mad for people using your First Amendment right. People talk about freedom of speech when they're being inflammatory and they know their words. They know the words they're using is going to get them popping and make people angry, right? And that's their excuse for freedom of speech, right? And when I say to people like that, why do you want to be inflammatory and be like vicious with your words and things of that nature? What about spreading peace and positivity? And it's not the fact of people spreading peace and positivity of you not telling people straight up what it is. You being 100%, 300% just violent with your words because you want to get a reaction out of somebody to prove a fucking point or a political point. That's what I don't like.
Heinous comments like, you know, he would have laughed talking about Charlie if it were you who died on the stage, who got shot in the neck, and would have said you had it coming, right? Well, you're actually just a cowardly Republican that can't admit you're conservative, so you call yourself a centrist, so maybe not. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the types of people apparently that I'm making content for. Like, I wasn't aware people like this viewed my content. I promise you, no respectable commentator, political or otherwise, or anybody with basic human decency would laugh at anybody being shot in the neck on stage in front of their wife and kids. But these are apparently the psychos who are out here walking amongst us individuals unsuspectingly. I just don't get it. I wouldn't wish that type of death on...
Yeah, man. Listen. I ain't like Charlie Kirk. Obviously, because I saw, the video he did on, the Jubilee video. That's the quintessential of the type of nigga he is. But listen, I don't think that nigga should have died in front of his family. But it's hard for me to feel sympathy for a nigga like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like when King Von or Lil Jeff died. Not those niggas were murdered, but this nigga Charlie Kirk is like, the nigga was he was like an asshole. Like, he didn't should have died like that, but like he was an asshole, and people are really going for bat for him because he was like a MAGA nigga that was a Trump dick rider through and through. Talking about practicing Christian values. Trump doesn't practice Christian values. He has several baby mamas and wives, bro. Like,
my worst enemy dying like that in front of his own family in such a manner as that. But I guess I'm just different. My morals are different. But here, as we can see, the supposed transgender furry partner of the shooter, Tyler Robinson, which pretty much lines up with everything else I was talking about in previous videos. The reference to femboy, notices bulges, ooh woo. Okay. What's this? Apparently that's
this nigga freaked out.
To fem.
Imagine dying to a nigga like this, bro. I'll be in heaven mad as hell, bro.
Boy, trans lingo for guys who are into that type of stuff. As stated in last night's video, I was speculating and theorizing that the shooter Tyler may have had a femboy, furry type boyfriend or partner. based off of the evidence I was reporting at the time, and as of now, it has just been confirmed. As according to the New York Post, they say Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin Tyler Robinson lived with transgender partner. Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin Tyler Robinson was living with a transgender partner who was in the process of transitioning from male to female, a law enforcement source confirmed to the Post Saturday. That individual, who has yet to be publicly identified by the authorities, is now fully cooperating with the FBI on its investigation into the fatal shooting of the conservative activist, the source added. The relationship was first reported by Fox News' Brooks Singman on Twitter. Credit to Brooks Singman, she was the one to break the story on Twitter.
Just starting his life too.
According to public records, Lance Twiggs, 22, which is the partner currently transitioning and is also a furry, resided at the same address where Robinson lived. A relative of Twiggs confirmed to the Post Saturday that, and I quote, yes, they were roommates, unquote. And here, as we can see, is a image of the 22-year-old Lance Twiggs. I also found his TikTok page, by the way, of which I'm going to show you now. Here, as we can see, before it obviously gets wiped, his TikTok page by the name of Lance Lodel. So I'm quickly just going to be going through the videos he has on his TikTok page before they get wiped. As you can see, just random content here. Somebody says, so the far-right theory just got shattered. Here we have another video. Top comment says, hey, can we get a comment about Tyler's political motivations? And here's another video
Christmas,
of him.
I got one of those cookie boxes, but here's the magic part. Watch this. There are actually cookies inside.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This nigga seem like a cool dude. Like, bro, I be thinking when niggas be doing shit like this, it's same with the mass shooters. Yeah, I don't think niggas be too far gone. Like, niggas don't be having friends that can communicate them. Because if you're a genuine friend, if a nigga tell you about to do something like this, even though I don't like Charlie Kirk, you would tell this nigga, like, as a homie, bro, don't do that. Give me your gun. Like, you feel me? Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. Like, call somebody to get this nigga some help. Because, no way, you ruined your life to be a martyr. Like, bro, you made that nigga a martyr and you ruined your life. You had your whole life ahead of you. Bro, you're 22, gang. Me says to me, him the same age, like I'm Unc. But come on, gang. Like, over some shit, like, I noticed the systematic shit will fuck you up, but bro, real, come on, dude.
Out of here, and I've never seen that in my life.
Somebody said in the top comment, did Tyler, quote, notice your bulge? I'm pretty sure they noticed a lot of bulges. Here's another video here. I'm not sure who this is. Is that Tyler in the back? Not entirely sure. So, okay. So it's clear as day that this is Tyler's boyfriend who, based off of what I've heard, he was living in his parents' house and he decided to move in with his boyfriend. And I suppose during all that time, the boyfriend decided to try and transition into a woman via hormone replacement therapy. And reportedly, Tyler was going back and forth, kind of bouncing back and forth between the roommate, who I suppose was living with other people, of which we just saw in that other video, and bouncing back to his parents, back and forth. You know, young people do this all the time. And somehow, some way, according to reports, Tyler, although he came from a Utah-based conservative family who has supported Trump in the past, during his sophomore year, which is 10th grade of high school, he started to become increasingly radicalized towards left-wing ideology. He started becoming incredibly left-wing. And again, the distinction, not liberal, not even moderate left, like extremely left-wing, consuming lots of, dare I say, violent, revolutionary rhetoric that can lead someone like Tyler Robinson, who was also suspected to be slightly autistic as well, to committing heinous crimes against people who are on the opposite side. As we all know, Charlie Kirk did not believe in the concept of transgenderism. He didn't believe in trans. He only believed in either being male or female. So obviously for a person like Tyler Robinson, who was suspected to be slightly autistic and likely fell in love with a transgender furry person like this,
yeah,
of course,
trying to take away the person you love rights, make them crash out. That don't make it okay, but you can see the logic behind them, because there's anytime a person, like in the criminal case, you're gonna try to, like, what's the motive behind this? You know what I'm saying?
Feelings and loves and emotions and the radicalization of left-wing ideology would likely lead to him plotting and committing heinous acts like assassinating Charlie Kirk, or anybody else for that matter who would have been on that stage saying the same things as Charlie Kirk at the time. But Charlie Kirk being in that position, being one of the most prolific,
bro, an assassination in the Big 25 is so crazy to me, bro. Like,
big political commentators on the right, below that of Trump, would be the prime target for someone like Tyler Robinson. But further in the article, they say the family member who asked not to be identified said Twiggs, which was the partner, was the, and I quote, black sheep of their St. George, Utah family, but declined to speculate on a romantic relationship between the two men. Which tracks. Obviously, people like this, furries who are also transitioning with weird, extreme types of ideologies, are gonna be kind of black sheep in normal society. I mean, good God, guys, you gotta realize, regular people, moderate people, like myself, aren't fans of all the extreme rhetoric. People just want to make money, take care of their children, love
Make money, take care of their kids, and fuck hoes. Real.
their wives and girlfriends, survive.
My fault.
And pay bills. Like, I'm starting to genuinely realize that these people, these types of people who live in this extreme bubble, this echo chamber, don't realize that the majority of people, Americans or just regular people in the world, don't give a fuck about all this. Nobody wants to live in a world full of assassinations. Nobody wants a war, man. People want peace. People want to just live free, peacefully, and have civil discourse and debate without the fear of getting fucking shot in the head. They also say she said she didn't know her relatives' politics or whether Twigs was transitioning to become a woman, but added that it wouldn't surprise her. So clearly, this family member, cousin, sister, aunt, mother, anybody, they revealed her gender, was not surprised by the fact that their own relative was going through this.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we knew you was gay. Like we knew something. You could tell when a little nigga or a nigga had his little sassy or like studying it up. You could tell, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, it's not a surprise to them because when they come out, they'll be like, yes, I knew it.
Process. The family member said she knew Twigs was brought in for questioning by police. The Post observed Saturday that no one was at the $1,800 per month townhouse Robinson and Twigs were believed to have shared. So looks like whoever was living there abandoned ship. A neighbor claimed 2 weeks ago several people driving cars with out-of-state plates were seen going in and out. 7 cars. Sounds spooky. And I quote, "They did not give off a good vibe," the neighbor said. Sounds like, again, like I said in last night's video, higher forces of which I'm not aware of that I can't see. 7 cars sounds like some Black Ops type shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie. Define these niggas what, boy? I ain't gonna lie. My theory was like, it was like a Russian spy or like a Chinese spy trying to cause some more division in the U.S. government. And they try to make it like a leftist and things of that nation. They framed and all. No, this is just like on some crackpot theories. But bro, I'm thinking, what if this is like some 5D chess from the other countries to really make us have more like division in our country, bro? That's what I was thinking.
Charlie Kirk, 31, was struck in the neck by a single bullet shortly after being posed a question on his, and I quote, American Comeback College tour, speaking about transgender mass shooters, which is very ironic given the situation. He said, and I quote, "Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Asked attendee Hunter Kozak. So that question came from somebody asking Charlie. Charlie then responded back by saying,
Then he said gang violence.
and I quote, "Too many." Then the questioner, Kozak, followed up by saying, "Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Then Charlie responded back by saying, "Counting or not counting gang violence." And then after that is when the shooter took his shot.
What a line to die on. What a fucking line to die on, bruh.
Bang. And I swear, ladies and gentlemen, the irony of the entire situation involving a male to female transitioning furry who was also the boyfriend of the shooter, Tyler Robinson.
So was he the person saying? So was that person? Was that the person talking and he threw the lob for the gang violence and get shot in the neck?
Speaks volumes. And for anybody watching this video who've gotten this far, who wants to keep living in delusion and just not accepting reality for what it is, then I don't know what else to say. You've seen all the content, you've seen all the videos, you've seen all the reports. At this point, I'm kind of like beating a dead horse. If you can't accept it for what it is and what the situation is, then I can't help you any further. You're beyond reproach. Pretty much a lost cause, you know? The article goes on to say that as a self-professed evangelical Christian, Kirk criticized the goals of the LGBTQ agenda, expressed opposition to same-sex marriages, and spoke out against gender reassignment surgeries and procedures, but he usually spoke about these issues with kindness and empathy, which tracks, because I've seen some of the videos. Like this clip right here of Charlie speaking to a gay young man struggling with his identity in politics.
I'm a gay conservative, and I just want to kind of ask you, like, what do you have to say for people like me who kind of feel like, I guess, it's kind of hard for gay conservatives because there's not a lot of us. So, like, what do you have to say to other gay people who need to realize, like, they do have a choice?
Yeah, first of all, welcome to the conservative movement. I don't think you should introduce yourself just based on your your sexual
No,
attractions.
I agree. I like
because that's not who you are.
I like to be thought of as a person, and
For sure, you are a complete human being, and I'm sure you treat people well, and you're studying something. So I want to get away with this idea that you're gay anything. I just think that we have gone a long way in the negative direction in this country, where we act as if the most important part of your identity is what you do in the bedroom. It doesn't mean that much to me, but if you ask...
You know, then they'll say this and said gay marriage is not allowed. You know, can you imagine telling a person they can't? Like this is nice. This is nice. Same thing with Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes does this thing where he tries to be understanding and kind, but Nick Fuentes thinks having sex with a black person is equivalent to having sex with a dog, right? So,
From a perspective as a Christian, I don't agree with that lifestyle, but politics is about addition and multiplication. I imagine you agree with a lot of what we talk about.
Absolutely.
Right? Strong borders, strong country, and for that, you know, we welcome you into the conservative movement.
thank you.
Now, after watching that, how could anyone sit here and honestly say that that man deserved to die? And honestly, after the events that have been happening all week, I can safely say that I would never do what Charlie did. He's a much better man than I ever will be, because I'm not risking my lives to talk to freaks and weirdos who don't even want to have a debate or civil discourse with me, who when I die and get assassinated will cheer and laugh at me because we had differing opinions. Here's another clip of Charlie explaining his message and why he did what he did.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
I've never seen someone do this.
Well, it's a growing trend because people like me are facing violence, assaults, the left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly, multiple death threats.
Okay, so what's your goal in this?
There's more people that agree with me than some people would actually believe, and they come out of the woodwork when I do stuff like this. We record all of it so that we put on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens, because you start to think the other side is so evil and they lose their humanity.
Honestly, all I'll say is, man, at the moment, I'm not feeling good. And yeah, this is probably going to be the last video on this specific topic I'll be talking about, because pretty much the motive is clear. We get it. Tyler Robinson, gay, furry, trans boyfriend, understandable. Radical, revolutionary, left-wing ideology that was the polar opposite to that of Charlie Kirk. And because Charlie Kirk had a profound voice, millions of fans, global-wide attention, and even links to Trump, he was the prime target, and Tyler Robinson and others like him felt that he needed to be taken out. Simple as, really nothing more to the story. Unless, you know, you believe it goes beyond that into conspiracy theory territory.
that's what I was
shadow
thinking. That's what I was thinking, bro.
People funding the whole operation, patsy type stuff, you know. But I don't want to get into all that, because I just feel like that's unnecessary and pointless. But ladies and gentlemen, feel free to let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this entire situation? Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. It's sad to see that you were a victim of political violence, knowing that all you tried to do was talk to these people and have civil discourse, debate, be respectful, and try to come to some type of common ground with people, with your ideas. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today's video, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. All right,
Hey, good video. Good video. Hey, man. Straight bullet. Shout out to bro. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Tyler Saint. Damn. Furry. Listen. They said you gonna fuck with my lady boy, I'm gonna kill you. Nah, that's right. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Tyler Saint. I'm out. Great video.
Stop selling them phones that's wired to the federal government.